Talk Show. Welcome to the Juice Radio Talk Show. Welcome to the Juice Radio Talk Show. Welcome to the Juice Radio Talk Show. Reality TV, church reviews. Let's talk happy love and marriage lifestyle. Come and talk with us. Come and share with us. Come and laugh with us. Come on and pray with us.
Regina and Clovis, special guests. You should be following your lead. Bless. Subscribe on YouTube. Listen on podcasts. We live on IG and Facebook. This episode is sponsored by Truth and Triumph Ministries.
A heartfelt thank you to all of our subscribers who joined us for this video. If you have not already subscribed, go to our YouTube channel, The Juice Radio and Talk Show. Subscribe and click on the notification bell to be alerted whenever we go live. Join our private Juice community. Go to www.thejuicecommunity.com and sign up for free. Join us, The Juice Radio and Talk Show. We have our Money Monday financial series. It is a lunch and learn program at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time on Mondays. Also on Monday, we have our reality series and hot topics at 7 p.m. Wednesdays, we have Bible study at 7:30 p.m. Thursdays, we have church news at 7:30 p.m. We also offer motivational moments, happy marriage lifestyle, news from a godly perspective, movie reviews, as well as our single moms club, Let's Talk Ex-Millennials, and of course, our Cooking with Clovis. Follow us on our podcast channel, The Juice Radio and Talk Show Podcast, streaming on all podcast platforms. A great big thank you to our podcast production company, RHOA Podcast Productions. They can help you create your own podcast also. Contact them today at houseofnoye.com. Thank you to our sponsor, Custom Apparel Shop. Have them complete your embroidery work and silk screening needs. Do you need a logo created for your fashion apparel or company? Contact Israel Mason today. That is 786-657-7501. Thank you to our main sponsor, Truth and Triumph Ministries. Truth and Triumph Ministries, a ministry that cares about telling people the truth so they can triumph in life. Thank you, Truth and Triumph Ministries, for all you do.
Well, hello, everybody.
What's going on, y'all?
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Juice Radio and Talk Show. Listen, it is our reality series tonight. Now, Monday nights at 7 p.m., every Monday night at 7 p.m., we do our reality chat. Now, we cover some of the reality shows that are out there. Tonight's episode, we're going to be talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta and the Real Housewives of New York. But wait. Yes. Before you think that we're like one of those other channels with all the mess, think again. We're not. We're one of those channels that really want you to see the message in these shows and not the mess. And we also have conversations on here about these shows because we want people to see the errors of some of their ways so that we can figure out and help others to not fall into that same thing. So we call it kind of like correction, so we have those conversations as well. Joining me is our team again, Light of the Leo, JoJo Speaks, and LaToya. And we're so glad to have y'all here. Now, if you would like to join the on-panel discussion, you can do that as well. We'll be dropping a link here shortly after we have a little bit of conversation. We'll drop the link so you can also add in your comments or come on panel and speak. Now, you can also be in our chat on our YouTube channel or Facebook channel in the comments section. We do have one rule here on the Juice Radio and Talk Show. That's keep it nice, keep it cute, be polite, and no curse words whatsoever. All right. That's a YouTube guideline, and we have to make sure that we stay within their guidelines. And I actually like the guideline because it keeps it nice and clean in those comment section. All right. So I appreciate you guys being here. Let's say hello to the team. Hey, Light of the Leo girl, how you doing?
Hello. I only have one question. Are we talking about the New York girls first?
Listen, it's JoJo's time. JoJo is just running up this one. He's gonna let us know that.
That's all I need to know, Jonathan, because we have too much to talk about, and I know we could talk about a whole bunch of stuff with Real Housewives of Atlanta, but I don't feel like much happened there. Anyway, hello everybody. I'm the Light of Leo. God bless you.
Hey, Jonathan. Thank you for being here. How you doing today, Jonathan?
I'm doing so good, Regina. I had an amazing time in Atlanta celebrating my beautiful sister's 38th birthday. We went to Six Flags. I rode all the roller coasters that I wanted as many times as I wanted. I had so much fun. And yes, I'm so excited that we're talking about the Real Housewives of New York. The first 4 episodes that I watched 2 weeks ago didn't really give me much, but this most recent episode definitely gave me a lot to talk about. I've really gotten to know these girls. I've gotten gotten a ranking of my top 3 favorites that I'll share with you guys. But yes, I'm ready to get into this. So yes, let's tackle New York first because I have a lot to say.
Okay, great. All right, great. Well, let's say hello to LaToya. She's on panel also.
Yes, we met LaToya this weekend. It was so wonderful and amazing to meet her. We had an awesome time at Medieval Times.
We went to Medieval Times for that. That's that's where you celebrate for me.
Yeah. Although she didn't tell them it was her birthday. She didn't want them to know that it was her birthday because they was giving birthday shout outs.
She better be glad that I didn't know that she didn't know because I would have made sure they knew that it was her. But Jennifer, I have a surprise for you. Hold, please. Happy birthday, Auntie.
Thank you. Hey, Justin. Thank you so much. I appreciate it for real. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, Auntie. Good.
How you doing?
What's up, Unc?
How you doing?
Good. Man, he said he's not mad. He said he's not mad because he was at a football game.
Okay.
Oh, you ain't mad? Okay, because we were very concerned about that. It's like, hold up, we enjoyed ourselves so much. Like
he wants y'all to see the waves. Oh my God, he want me to pull my phone back.
I mean, he is swimming.
Yes, wave check. Wave check.
Okay. For the backstroke. Okay, the backstroke. That's what I see.
Tell him bye.
Bye, sweetheart. I love you. Thanks for coming on panel. Hey, you guys, let's have a conversation about these housewives now. You guys, before we do that, we also want to say hello to you, our other super co-hosts. That's you who are in the chat. So let's go ahead and say hello to those of you. If you would like to have your name shouted out, feel free to just put a comment in our comment section. Let's say hello to Aaron.
Hey, Aaron.
This is bright and early. Reminding everyone to click like, click share, and click subscribe. And Aaron is also doing a wonderful job of adding in the co-panels programs and YouTube channels as well. So you all can subscribe to their channels as well. LaToya is on panel and in these comments. She is multitasking. Y'all say hello again to LaToya.
Yes. Hey, LaToya.
Yo, Robin is in the house.
What's going on, Robin? My ace boom coon. That's my girl right there.
You know we love us some Robin. We love us some Robin.
Let me tell you something. Speaking of meters of time, me and Jennifer also realized that you know how they have those memes like it's 2 friends or 2 family members that you can't take nowhere because they always gonna get put out. That's gonna be me and Jennifer.
I cannot.
We had a whole lot of fun.
Stay on topic. Hello, Aaron. How you doing over
Oh, child. Okay.
You know, I have to keep bringing LaToya back.
Right.
That was it. That was my one sidebar for tonight. I'm staying on topic.
I love you.
Can you promise us that, LaToya, tonight?
Now, see, you ain't have to come behind me, Jonathan. You ain't have to come behind me.
Well, I mean, we on a time schedule, y'all. I mean, I don't want to get too off topic tonight.
Y'all know
I'm not. I promise. I'm not. I promise. I'm staying on topic because I didn't watch New York, so I'm gonna be quiet for that part.
Okay.
Robin, she's saying hello to hey Regina, hey JoJo, hey Jennifer, and I think she didn't see LaToya, but I'm gonna say it for you. Hey LaToya. And she also is saying happy belated birthday, Jennifer. Yes. Thank you so much. Justin is here, you guys. Hi, Justin. Hello. Thank you for being here as well.
You thinking about Justin? That's Dustin.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't say Justin. I meant to say Dustin. Hey, Dustin, what's going on? Good to see you.
I said Justin too. Listen, we got my nephew on our mind, but hey, Dustin.
That's why I said it, because I heard Justin. So that's why
it is Monday. Justin. Y'all need to wake up, honey.
I know, right?
The only reason why I'm here and able to be present is because I did not work 1 hour today. And I have the rest of this week off. God bless. Y'all, I'm just luxuriating. Y'all, I just took a break from chilling. Okay, bye.
Oh, my goodness. I love it. So, you guys, let's have a conversation. Jonathan, I think you said we're going to start with Housewives of New York.
Yes.
Now, For those of you who are just tuning in, if you have not seen Housewives of New York yet, this is an all new cast. Entirely new. Everybody on the cast is new. Listen, I don't know what the shakeup was that happened with Bravo, but Andy has a whole new cast. Usually they'll take one member out, put somebody else in, but this season it's an entirely new group. So Housewives of New York, Jonathan, tell me what your thoughts are on this. I'm really liking this cast.
I'm liking them as well, and I love the shakeup because we're getting introduced to new characters, new women, and I love this cast. I want to give you my top 3 favorite girls really quickly.
Okay.
My number 3, coming in at number 3, is going to be Uba. I love Uba. She reminds me of Ayan from Housewives of Dubai. And my mother told me she heard a rumor that they might be cousins. They're both from Africa, so that could very well be true. They both sound very much alike. I like Ayana a little better. She has a little bit more personality. Uba seems to be just fashion, and that's really all that she gives us. But I hope that we get to see more of her during the season. My second favorite would have to be Brynn. Brynn is my Mia for this for New York. Like you say, Regina, that Mia is the party girl, the fun girl. You know, that's who Brynn is for me in this season. I just love her. I love her personality. I love that she's authentically her at all times, and she doesn't care who or what anyone thinks about it. I love that. But my top favorite is what is her name? Jenna, the older woman who used to work for J. Crew, who is a lady lover. When I'm in my 50s, I want to be like Jenna. Jenna is so much like she doesn't like, just like Brynn. She doesn't care who thinks what of her. She's so authentically herself. When she needs to leave a party, she leaves the party, okay, to let the girls have a good time. And I love the fact that she was open with the girls about her partner and the fact that her partner didn't want to be a part of the show, and she wanted to keep that private. So she is the epitome of a grown woman. And I love that about her. I love her style. Her style is amazing. I love what she wore to the event on this most recent episode. So I love Jenna. Jenna is my top favorite, 100%. And she seems to have the most sense in this group.
Yes, I love Jenna also. I really do like her because she is okay with maintaining her mental health.
Absolutely.
I admire that. Jenna's like, listen, if things ain't going right, there was one scene where they were all at the beautiful home of the other young lady. I'll bring her up here. And Jenna was like, listen, I know we're supposed to be spending the night, but I'm going to go. I don't care if it's, late at night or early in the morning. And she left because she wanted to have her mental stability. I'm not mad at Jenna for that.
It's true. She also wanted to make sure that when she was on a phone call at 6:30 in the morning, she wasn't disturbing people. And then she also needed to go to bed early enough so that she could make this 6:30 call. That whole situation, I thought that was like, well, how old are we?
Right. She's not only considerate of others, but she's considerate of herself. She takes herself into consideration when she makes decisions, and she puts herself first. And I love that about her. I really do. But again, it's because she's grown. And that's
okay. And as we're continuing to dote over Jenna, another thing that I love that she did, I wish she could have just told him what she was doing. But what's her name? I have all the names in front of me. Hold, please, so I can make sure I'm saying people's names right.
Hey, Jonathan, while she's looking at that, what did you think about Jenna's car? My goodness, the classic. Oh my God. I love it.
But with Jessel, she had her own little shindig over there. And for Jenna to be like, yeah, I can't come. I have, something to do. Right. I wish you could have just said, I got my kid over and I'm going to enjoy that. But, you guys have a great time. But she had a great excuse. I just wish she would have said what it was. She could have just said like, hey, or maybe she thought that they thought that it wouldn't be important enough to skip out on her event. But I still love that she decided to make sure she had time with her child and doing the things that she loves, like
and
Christmas.
Her godchildren.
Yeah. I think it was awesome. I agree. She is my fave.
Yes, I love Jenna. And it's really what I'm really loving about this this particular cast, and then I'm going to come over to LaToya. what I'm really loving about this particular cast, they are letting us know first season their personal issues.
Mm-hmm.
I'm loving this. I mean, talk about being homeless, talk about, being abandoned by your family members.
Right.
It talked about, losing family members and all of this. It is so much valuable information in this season of Real Housewives of New York that, listen, I would ask everyone to watch this and listen. If you see something that you consider mess, look past that, because I'm telling you, there's stories in this season that you want to pay attention to. I believe it was Saya that said she was homeless.
Yes.
Having to live in college with her friends so she can have a place to stay so she wouldn't be on the street. But she had a vision and created a visual vision board, and she manifested that thing in her head. I am going to be successful. I am going to do this. I'm going to do that. And she has done everything that she envisioned doing. And she's the one that's the social butterfly out here.
Right. Social media maven.
Social media blogger, all that. She is that, and she's very good at it. So, LaToya, tell us a little bit about what you think about what you have seen, if you have seen any of the Housewives of New York.
I ain't seen nothing. I just saw one clip, and it was one lady that was looking kind of homely, and I think it was the one that Jonathan said is his favorite.
Jenna, yeah, she doesn't give you high fashion like all the time. She gives you her version of what high fashion is to her. She doesn't care what anyone thinks about what she looks like. She does what works for her, and that's why I like it.
Who's that? Is that Aaron? Is that Aaron?
The lady lover.
Oh, Jenna.
Mm-hmm.
Jenna, yes. Well,
yeah, the little clip I saw, she was giving it to somebody. She was reading somebody at the table. That's the only clip I saw.
Okay. Well, this is Aaron, you guys. And Aaron is a real estate agent or real estate broker. I mean, I don't know if she's an agent or broker, but listen, she is doing a lot of real estate. She's with, I believe, the Edmond Group, I believe his name is. Don't quote me if I'm wrong, but she's doing big deals out here out there in New York. And this is her lovely husband of 10 years. And on the show, this recent episode, they celebrated their 10-year anniversary. Now, they've been together for 20 years total, 10 years dating and 10 years as far as being married. And let me tell you, that wedding, I mean, not wedding, but that event that they had was like a wedding.
Yeah. What did you think about
boring
it overall?
wedding?
What did you think about it overall, Regina? Would you have wanted to attend that particular ceremony with all those speeches? What they had, about 5 or 6 speeches before they got to the actual couple?
Yo, that's what I was looking at while we were on live. I saw the end of the last episode. It was 6 speeches.
Child.
That was a lot. That was a lot of speeches that they had for, the event. And doesn't her father look like the actor? There's an actor that he looks like. I can't remember his name. But there was an actor that her father looks like. But what did you guys think about her dress that she wore at the event? Jonathan, what did you think?
I thought it looked very fashionable. It looked like she had small chains. It looked like it was made out of small chains. And it didn't seem like she had on anything underneath it. I'm not sure if she did have anything. If she didn't, okay, it didn't seem like that. But I thought it was cute for her. She doesn't strike me as a fashionista per se.
No,
not like Jess. I love what Jessel wore, the feathers and the purple, and that was a beautiful dress that Jessel had on. Although I don't really care for her, I think I like her the least out of all the girls, and I guess I'll explain that later. But all the girls looked good, like what Jenna had on, like that white crop top looking thing, and it was so simple, but it was so chic. It was so chic and age appropriate, and I love what she wore there. Now, would you have been offended if people were talking, like, the girls were kind of talking and chatting during all of the speeches, and one of the girls' sisters had to ask them, to quiet down. But I would have been talking too. I'm sorry, but if I'm bored and I got a good girlfriend next to me, we're gonna chat it up, honey.
Jonathan, let's be real. Let's be real. She just wanted a moment. Okay, because literally the whole room was talking, but you're gonna tell the girls that are under lights and cameras that y'all need to be quiet. Okay, girl.
And then her mother came up to talk to them, and they were like, "Oh, we just got told to shush up." So you
might want to turn around.
Okay, child, because you might get told, you might get told about yourself too.
Because we need to pay attention.
Okay.
Child, let me tell you what
Um,
I like, what I most dislike. I'm
what?
sorry, but Erin don't know how to feed nobody.
No, no. And I
She
would have
does
been
not
just
believe that.
No, because
She does not.
she
She,
doesn't eat herself. She's so thin.
no, it's not even about that. She don't know how to treat people when they come into her space.
she doesn't know how
She
to
she
host.
don't have to eat all she want. That's cool. That's okay. But when people come to your home, you don't feed them caviar on top of Pringles. You
Okay.
give them at least a little bit more, and that's real. That's exactly what she served. Okay.
Right.
You should
That's
do
not
a
even
little
a
bit
joke.
more, a little, little squares or something, little meat, little fish, little vegetables, a little crackers, something for people to really snack on, munch on, or whatever. And she said a couple of times on that trip they were up in the Hamptons that they were going to be eating,
Mm.
and that she was going to be cooking for them.
Oh,
Turns out they helping her cook. Like, what's going on?
right. Yeah. I mean, at least have some chicken wings, maybe some sliders, maybe
Yeah,
But you guys, you have to
something that's
look.
going
You
to do
have to listen.
something.
If I was to hang out with any of these ladies when it came time for me to eat, I'm going with Uber.
okay.
Either Uber
Wherever
or
Uber is,
Sia
I'm
See ya.
going with Uber. Yes, because
or
Uber was like,
Sai.
Sai, her name. Uber was
Side.
like, let me get in this car and let me go to this store and get me a sandwich, even though it was closed. But she left. But you guys, you have to really know which friends are really gonna have good food, and
Right.
you'd be
Mhm.
like, how long have y'all known her?
Right.
And she
Let's
probably,
be real. We know they don't know each other. And then Erin at her own huge, beautifully done event. I would have just came in just to see how it looked and left. But they had
oh,
pigs in a blanket. Are you
Pigs in
kidding
a
me?
blanket.
Are you
Like that's
kidding me?
all you got? Girl, that's
well.
pathetic in my
Hey,
opinion. I'm sorry.
let's shout out for Uber for getting her connected, getting Erin connected
With
with
Jacob the
the
jeweler.
Hundreds of
Yes.
$1,000s of diamonds. They did
Honey.
that.
million dollars in jewelry just for her to wear at this
It
event.
was it was 500,000.
Yes.
Half a million with that. Listen, I've never had jewelry come to me with a bodyguard. I'm like,
Okay. That bodyguard was standing right next to her,
Well,
honey.
she
right,
was just borrowing, so
Right.
it's got to make it back.
Right.
and,
Yeah.
and he said, and he let her know because she was like, oh, maybe I'll forget to take some of this off and take it home with me. And he was like, I've never lost a piece of jewelry yet.
Okay.
Okay.
He was
He
like,
know what he doing.
You trying to test me, honey? You trying to
Not
test my
today.
job skills, honey?
not,
Okay.
not ever.
Okay.
never. I am not
Okay.
going to lose any, and I won't start now. But shout out to Uber for hooking her up with that, you guys. And then the sad part, Uber was not even able to attend the
Yeah,
event.
she
I was
caught
so
COVID.
upset because
Yeah,
she would have slayed with her
I know
fashion.
she would have.
She would
I
have
know
looked
she would have.
good.
Gorgeous.
I really like Uber, you guys. I really love Uber and hearing her story and everything. I think Uber is just a really great person. She also has a sauce out because she said that when
Mhm.
she was modeling, she had to eat baked fish, or broiled fish all the time to watch her figure, and she
Mhm.
wanted something with some taste because her culture we like spices and stuff like that.
No,
So she created a sauce.
I think she
Right.
would have liked it to be baked. She actually said it was all steamed, everything.
Okay.
Steam.
Even worse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, yes, yes.
Okay, that sounds like it's barely cooked, honey.
My
Okay.
God.
Oh,
Oh
a
no,
good
it's
steamed
steamed,
fish.
but everything's just wet and mushy.
And no seasoning. Well, her sauce is actually on Amazon. I'll try and
Right
pull that
now.
information up as well. It's on Amazon. I looked it up. The 3 bottles are there. I was like, well, go ahead, Uber, with your business venture. Put that
Okay.
out on social media on these shows so we can see what you're doing. Uber is, let me tell you, I think Uber out of all of them is really my favorite. I really do.
I can see that. When I first started watching the show, I did say that Uber was my favorite. That's what I texted to Jennifer. But then I saw Jenna. I was like, okay. Okay, yeah,
Slow
yeah,
down.
I like Jenna. But it's because Jenna gives us so much more of herself. And Uber is
Yeah.
a little bit one note for me in a way,
Yes.
which is not really much of a bad thing because we have so many other personalities on the show. I do have a question for you guys. So
Yeah.
we all know how Bryn is. So when Bryn went up to what is the woman's name who was having the party? I'm
Erin.
Aaron.
she went up to Aaron's husband and was saying, when you guys get a divorce, you know what I'm saying, just come find me, you know what I'm saying, we can do our thing. And I don't know if you saw the preview for the next episode, but Aaron was a little offended by those comments. Did you guys see that as her being serious? Would you guys have been offended if Brynn came up to your husband in the same manner, in the same way that she did for Aaron's husband? Would you guys have been offended by that? Because she was just—
Look at here. Look at here. She doesn't desire to go down the aisles with either of the other 3 people that has proposed to her, okay?
Okay.
I would not feel in any ways tied about Brynn flirting with my husband because that's just Brynn. At first I was like really over her and the kind of energy that she gave, but she has absolutely grown on me.
Yeah.
I'd keep her in my pocket for good times.
For good
That's about it.
times. Yeah.
For good times, yeah.
I think that Brynn does a lot of what she does because of the past that she has.
Exactly.
I don't think it's intended to hurt anyone.
Absolutely.
I think it's a cry for attention. I think it's a cry to let people know, listen, I just want to be heard, be seen, whatever it is. But a lot of that, I think, stems from her past. Now, do I think that she would do anything? I would hope not. I would hope Brynn wouldn't. And I think Aaron probably has some insecurities about herself.
Thank
and
you.
maybe that's why she would feel possibly threatened by Brynn. But I don't think that Brynn would do it. Now, the comment she made, maybe you just can't make those comments in front of everybody, because some people, when they take it back to the person, they take it back in a whole different way than what you presented it as. So that's the thing. Will Brynn do anything? I would hope not. But her tagline is, if you make me mad, I'll date your dad.
Okay.
I think that's hilarious.
Right, but you know what my favorite tagline is? Okay,
What's
the secret ingredient is me, darling. Okay, that's Uber's tagline. That's my favorite tagline of any housewife, period, point blank. The secret ingredient is me, darling. Like, that's everything to me. I love that.
Absolutely.
I love that too. That one is cute too. Well, you guys, this is a great show. If we have not spoken, let me make sure we touched on all the ladies here.
No, we ain't talked about Jessel like we need to talk about her.
We need to get into Jessel, Regina.
We must
get
here she is. Okay, now let me tell y'all this while I bring her on screen. My husband was watching just a few clips with me tonight, and the way Jessel, this is Jessel on screen with her husband. The way Jessel was speaking to her husband,
girl,
my husband started cringing.
Girl.
He said, what is wrong with that lady? First, he was like, who's that? His sister? And I was like, no, that's his wife. And he was like, you got to be kidding me.
Right.
Talking to him like that. And I was like, yeah, it is. You guys, and part of this first season, we're finding out, of course, Jessel and her husband have beautiful twin boys that maybe they're a few years old or something like that. And Jessel lets the ladies know that she has not been intimately sexually with her husband since the boys were born.
Over a year, y'all. Over
a year plus, almost 2.
Yeah.
But I personally, guys, I'm not like weighing on that too much. To be honest, if she didn't want people to talk to her about that and how that was, she shouldn't have brought it up. Because I'm sure when she even said it, I know she knows. It was like,
But you're going to get a reaction out of somebody when you tell somebody that you haven't been intimate with your husband for over a year.
Yeah, you're going to get a reaction. You're going to get a reaction. And Sai gave her a big reaction. She's like, you got to be kidding. What is this? But I think also Jessel is dealing with some issues. Now, Jessel, we see on this episode, on this season, that she and Aaron are really button heads really bad. I don't know if it started over the charcuterie board. Who was the charcuterie board over? The other one, they're arguing over the charcuterie board and so forth. But I think Aaron,
the lingerie, when she went off about the lingerie,
she does not know how to communicate with her friends. Listen, Jessel was really wrong for that. Go ahead, Joseph. Jonathan.
The way that Jessel went off about that lingerie, it was so disrespectful. Like, this woman went out of her way to get you this lingerie, and you're just going to tear it down. And she would not let it go. She did not let it go, y'all. And that got on my last good nerve. However, I will say I love her husband. I love the fact that he doesn't get run over by her, because it seems like she's trying to run him over, but he doesn't allow her to do that. And I love the fact that he doesn't allow her to do that. I texted Jennifer earlier today and I said that she married the wrong man I don't understand how they could stay together the way that they do. Because when she was trying to tell him about, this preschool that she's trying to get her kids in for $65,000, and she's like, "Oh, well, they get an iPad and an iPhone." And he's
And
like,
that's
"Oh, so we're paying
$65,000 a year, Jonathan.
$65,000 a year. So you're paying $65,000 a year for an iPad and an iPhone, child." And she was like, "Oh, well, it's all about status." And you could say that Tom Cruise's child went to the school. Like,
Jonathan, you got to get it right. It's a whole iMac. That's a computer. There's a difference.
It still ain't worth $65,000, honey. Okay, it still ain't worth $65,000. Okay.
You know what I loved about that whole conversation, or any of the conversations that they have together, which actually kind of balances them out. That's one thing you got to learn about people in marriage, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
These opposites absolutely attract.
All the time.
The reason why she's married to this day is because she has that man.
Right, exactly.
Because one thing, the conversation I loved when he was saying, like, well, the way that you say things to people can really make it sound, abrasive. And she's the one that said a B word. You're like, well, I mean, I ain't say that, but
I mean, if you said it, not me, honey. Okay.
But I know she was able to say that so quickly and so clearly because she's been called that.
Oh, wow.
Over and over. I'm sure of it.
More than likely, many a time before. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's just because
this couple, I remember she was saying the way they were roommates and friends before. And I think she was the one that wasn't really into him, and she didn't know that he was really into her until later on. I think this was a couple. So him sticking and staying, maybe because he truly, truly, truly is infatuated and in love with her. And she just is going to treat him any kind of way. I think that's part of her character. Like one of the girls said, she seems as though she's like, a princess, and she took offense to that. But I don't think she knows how her delivery is. Again, going back to the beautiful lingerie that Jenna gave, and she comes out, she says, "This looks like a Christmas tree." She said it's too big. But if you don't like a gift, people, you don't tear it down. You simply say, okay, it's a little big on me. Can I get something else? The color's not right. Would you mind? I don't want to hurt your feelings. Can I exchange it for something else? Right. But the way she carried on, so nonchalant about it,
I would never
really
wear
hurt Jenna. I felt bad for Jenna when they were sitting at the table talking about that.
I did too. She roasted that lingerie, and it was so unnecessary. But again, I love the fact that her husband knows who she is, and he treats her as such. And once again, like, she would be the type that would try to run a man over, but he's not going to let her do that at all. And she calls him cheap. Well, he's cheap, okay, because you're going to spend up all his money, girl.
Basically, okay, because somebody need to be looking after it. Now, I do have to question y'all. I think she referred to them. Was it cheeky? Oh, what do they call them? Hens?
Cackling hens.
Cackling hens.
Yes.
Now, my opinion on this is when she referred to the other ladies as cackling hens in more than one instance, actually. Let's not blame it on the culture. Because first of all, you've been here so long, your accent ain't even hardly that heavy. That's number one. Number two, okay. If you want to blame it on being English or whatever, maybe you need to assimilate to where you are now. You are in America. And if you want to call somebody, what was that again? Cackling hens. If you want to call them that, you need to, maybe preface it with something. And or you need to come to realize you wouldn't call them cackling hens if you were speaking about them in the light. So let's be real. You said what you said, and she is absolutely horrible with accountability. But what did y'all think about that? Because I believe they had every right to feel away about what she said.
I feel as though she knows what she's saying. She's fully aware of the effect that it gives. I don't think she necessarily cares about the effect that she gets from the words that come out of her mouth. I don't think she cares at all. She is fully aware of who she is and how she comes off to other people. Bad energy. Period.
Yeah. And I would really question what has happened in her past. What has happened? Were there girls that were maybe mean girls to her in the past? What happened in her past? Not this beautiful one on the screen here. This is Saya. We already know what happened in her past because she shared it very openly on the panel about on the channel about how she was homeless and things she went through, but she was able to rise to success. And I love this. I'm hoping that as these episodes continue, and I know they're going to get a season 2.
Of
I would
course.
pray that we would learn more about that part and, the business part and success part and so forth. But, this is a great show. It is a great, great show. We only touched on a few light parts of it, but it is a wonderful show. You guys check it out. That's the Real Housewives of New York. Wonderful, wonderful show. I think so. Anyway, let's make sure we covered everybody. I believe we did.
I think so.
Yeah. We got all the beautiful girls, so y'all check them out. Great, great show. All right, you guys, let's get in here now and let's talk about this Real Housewives of Atlanta.
I think that there's only one thing that we really need to discuss, and that is this glam mom party.
The only thing.
I love the fact that the producer asked her, okay, so is this a party for Mecca? Or is this a party for Sheree, honey?
I mean, it's a solid question.
Because it's giving, this is Sheree's party. This is a glam mom party. She was like, well, it's for Mecca and it's for me. Okay. I'm so glad that she answered truthfully. However, Mecca did not want to be there. Mecca wanted to sleep. Mecca wanted to nap. Mecca was crying.
And even her dad, Sheree's son, was like, I told you not to go overboard. I told you not to go overboard.
Too many people. Too much going on.
When you with Sheree and she has a scene to produce, she has a scene to give to the people, she's going to go overboard and want to give the effect of a rich woman. And it was a fabulous looking party. I will have to say that. I love the decoration and her party planner. That poof. That hairstyle was everything, honey. I loved it. I loved it, and his coat. Of course, he didn't have the arms in it. It was giving stylish. I did enjoy that.
Now, I hope Sheree did the right thing, as we all know. Sheree,
okay. Did you pay him, honey?
Please pay him. Please.
Did you pay him?
I think if she didn't pay him, he wouldn't mind putting her on blast.
Oh, I heard that, LaToya.
Yeah, I hope she does pay. So, LaToya, let's go ahead and get your thoughts on the party since you were very quiet doing Housewives of New York. Let's go ahead and let you talk, girl. What you think about Housewives of Atlanta and this glam party?
Well, Jonathan, that's called a bouffant. He had a bouffant on his head.
Yes, a bouffant. That is perfect. Yes, that's exactly what it was. Thank you so much, LaToya. A bouffant.
Yeah. I think the party was really nice. She did go overboard. I was thinking the same thing. Lord, I hope she pay these people.
Yeah.
Who styled Bob?
Child, Bob.
That's a solid question.
That's why he looked like that.
Wait a minute, you guys.
It wasn't horrible.
Who styled Bob? I mean, Bob ain't got no money left over from the football.
He followed directions. He wore the correct color. Yeah. He didn't look crazy. To be honest, I don't care what he would have decided, whatever most stylish or whatever brand name, it still would have looked like that because of that color.
Right.
He did.
No, because Martell, even though we know what type of person he is, he always can hang a suit. He had on.
Here's the problem. You got to remember the body that he has to hang the suit on. You got to.
Okay.
We have to. Okay. We really have to encapsulate what's going on in this case.
Okay. The hanger is giving physique. Okay.
But you can get a suit that could be tailored to you to fit better because he looked like he had on Cairo suit.
Let's be real. Okay.
You guys are so funny.
When it comes to a belly, not saying that's a bad thing, but it's not going to be the easiest thing to style around.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I really do believe that he did his best, and I'm not mad at it.
Listen,
what do y'all think about this 26-year-old child?
Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that part. Hey, Fifi, how you doing?
Fifi. Hey, Fifi.
Listen, Fifi and Aaron said Sheree looked like a queen, and Fifi says Sheree has a house and a half. Gorgeous. Yes, she does. Gorgeous. Mm-hmm. Well, you guys, let's talk about this. Now, Bob is standing in the photo, which they said is supposed to be a family photo, and this young lady, beautiful young lady, is standing in front of Bob, and everybody there is saying, well, who is this? Is this his girlfriend? Is this somebody else? Who is this? And lo and behold, after everybody is trying that question, Sheree finally calls Bob over to the ladies
Who
and
is this?
say, "Who is this?" And
Mhm.
Bob reveals it's his 26-year-old daughter.
Girl.
And
Mm.
Sheree says, "I never knew about this daughter." Now the catcher was, and help me guys, did he say that the daughter was older or younger than Sheree's son? I can't remember.
The son is the youngest.
The
Bob,
Of
son
them
is the
Bob
all.
had,
youngest.
Bob has two kids that are before Sheree's children.
Right.
So she was saying that she was after the second child. So she was in between his two previous children, and then he has two additional children with Sheree. So
Right.
he thought he only had four total, now he has five.
Mhm.
Now, here's the other thing that I really felt bad for, but I was glad that Sheree handled this on camera in a very good way.
She did handle it
When
good.
the young lady, Bob's daughter, I think her name is Candace, I think it is. If I'm saying that wrong, I apologize. But the new daughter, she was talking to Sheree and she was very polite, very nice to meet you. She says, "I
Yes,
was so
ma'am.
happy to go on these, to go to family events with your children." And Sheree was like, "Oh, okay." She did not be like, "What? Why didn't I know?" Sheree, she handled it perfectly. I
Yeah.
love she did not make a scene or anything. I do think that it was not right of Bob to not tell Sheree. And also, why didn't Sheree's kids come to Sheree? Or do you guys think they came to Sheree and maybe she didn't listen? Or do you guys think
Well,
that she did not?
in my opinion, with stuff
Mhm.
like that, that's your problem that you need to tell your ex-wife that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Don't put me in this. You have me
Right.
around her, that's cool or whatever,
Mhm.
but I'm not going to go to
Mhm.
my mama and tell her what's going on. That's
Right.
your child that you had while you were with her. That's
Mhm.
Yeah.
not my issue. You need to tell her that. So I agree. The kids didn't had there was nothing on them to have to tell their mother about that.
But as a
Right.
kid, I would feel bad. I'm gonna come down to Jonathan. I would be like, "Oh man, mom don't know about this. Oh my goodness." Go ahead, Jonathan.
I'm going to preface this by saying I do not care for Sheree in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. So therefore, I did not feel necessarily that bad for her. She knows who Bob is. She knows how Bob operates. Bob wanted a moment. He was going to be back on the show for the first time in I don't know how many
Oh,
years. He wanted a moment. And what better time than at this glam mom party to spring up on Sheree that I have another child and I want to see how you're going to react.
That's Bob for
Bob,
you.
we all know Bob ain't shit. We all
Not
know
one
that.
bit.
We all know that Bob ain't worth a good gosh darn
Not
at
one bit.
all. And so I don't know why anyone would be
no, you
surprised
guys.
at what Bob is doing. I honestly found it just slightly funny. I chuckled just a little bit, y'all. Don't judge me. I chuckled
I'm judging.
just
I
slightly.
did too. I
But
did too.
it's because I don't like Sheree, and it's not like she deserves it because no one deserves to
No.
have a child sprung up on them on national TV. And
A
I do
26-year-old.
agree with you,
I
Regina.
wanted to put me.
I love the way that Sheree handled it. She handled herself very well. I
Very
think
well.
she's used to handling herself very well on TV. She knows what her boundaries are. She knows what she's not going to do on TV. Even with that fight with Nene during season 2 or season 3, when Nene says she's a rich bi, whatever. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't go overboard ever, and I love that. But
Yeah, she reminds me of Karen Hugert a lot of times. But she can go.
Yeah.
But
And I think
I
what's even worse is that it's not only that he bought her there, but he
Mhm.
bought her into the family picture.
Well, Sheree knew something was going on, and that's why she said she called Martell Hope. She said because it was supposed to be a family photo, and I didn't know who this young lady was. So
Might
that's
as
why I
well.
called Martell to come over. And she said she did it to be shady. She did it. So I like that her and Bob can still be in the same room together,
But
even
Jesus,
though they
Right.
please.
shady. But listen, congratulations to Sheree for seeing the new stepdaughter, if she want to call her that. I'm glad that she was very nice to the young lady and not mean. The girls, let me tell you, Candy, all of them, they were all drilling Bob. They were more
Mhm.
affected than Sheree was. And so now we know who this beautiful young lady is. And I'm glad that she is in her father's life because we all
Right.
want that to take place in every family. Fifi said his daughter looks just like him. I knew when I saw her.
Yes.
Wow.
And
Because
let
I
me
was
clarify,
clueless.
I only chuckled on the part where he said, I didn't know this was a Bob Inquisition. That's the
Right.
only part I laughed on. That's the only part I laughed on.
No, but he deserved that because he know what he did. But
I
when
knew.
when he said it was his daughter, I was like,
I mean, he could not have been surprised that he was getting interrogated
ain't
by
no
all the
way.
women. But on another subject, really quickly, y'all. So, what did you guys think about Kenya approaching Martell and having that conversation with him and Sheree? What did you guys think of that exchange?
I did not see
Well,
it as
when he
necessary.
shook her hand, when Martell just shook Kenya's hand, it was just like, oh, hello.
No. When she actually discussed their kind of confrontation at the on during the first episode, when she said,
Mhm.
"Oh, well, you raised your voice," and I didn't really like that exchange, and Martell apologized to her, and she somewhat apologized to him in a sort of
Okay.
kind of a sideways way. What did you guys think about that exchange?
I don't even
I ain't
remember
seen much
that
of it.
particular part. I must have been in the kitchen finding me a snack.
Uh-oh.
It went by real quick, real fast, real fast. It went by real fast. I want. Can we talk about the Drew not coming in because she was assaulted?
Oh
If
yeah.
I was Drew, I would have done the same thing. If there's
Thank
someone
you.
in that party that we've had an altercation before, we do not need to be in the same space whatsoever. So I completely agree with Drew's decision to not go into that party.
But do y'all believe that, like the young man said, that he threw his shoe because Drew threw
No,
her purse?
No, because
no.
Drew's not that girl. Drew is not that
You
girl.
can
She
see she
doesn't
not
want
that girl.
You can
confrontation. Yeah,
tell he messy
exactly.
because he was on one from jump.
Exactly.
Like he
From the
wanted
jump.
to get some mess started. So I believe it 100% was him. And Sheree knew that. That's why Sheree invited him. She wanted it to be some mess, even
And
though it was your granddaughter's sipping fee. Like if you knew you invited
Mhm.
Drew, why would you invite him?
And I
Um,
guarantee you, if Drew had gone into that party, he would have gotten his moment. He would have gotten exactly what he came there for. He came there for a moment with Drew, and that's exactly what he was expecting to get. And she didn't give it to him. And I applaud Drew
I'm
for
here
for
for
her
it.
maturity in
Mhm.
doing that.
I'm glad also. What did
Ooh.
you guys think about Drew and the movie? Go ahead. Well, let's talk about that, and then I'm come over to you. Like, what do y'all think about Drew and this movie and these scenes and the conversation with Ralph? I was so uncomfortable. I couldn't even watch. I was just like, I cannot watch Drew. I cannot.
Here-
Which
here's
part you couldn't watch? Which part?
None of it. None of it. None of it. Mm-mm.
It didn't necessarily move me. I understood what the assignment was. God bless her and everything. But the only thing that concerned me was her conversation with her husband over there, and I'm leave that there.
Right. That
Oh yes.
conversation was so cringy. And I think it showed us how immature Ralph is.
Child.
And it makes me not even want to be around him, although I think he's a very, very good looking man. I would not want to be around a man who's so immature like that. Like, is it like he wanted to know all the nasty stuff? Like, did you kiss her? Like, did she go down on you?
Y'all
Ralph, like
swap spit and
this
not something like that though.
this is not necessary. And you
Yeah.
saw how frustrated Drew got during that conversation, and you knew that she did
Yeah.
not want to have that
He was
conversation.
very uncomfortable. Yeah.
It was so
I looked at
cringy.
it from
I
a
didn't like it.
different light. I don't think, yes, it was a very uncomfortable conversation, but I also think Ralph was setting us up for what was to come.
Mm,
Oh.
mm, mm.
Oh.
Wow.
I
That's a
believe it.
thought.
Because the word that he used with her, the MUNCH, when Mimi basically confirmed what the rumor was, she played that song in the background.
Oh
Oh
wow.
Oh.
Oh
no.
It's that deep.
wow.
Wow. What do you
Wow.
guys think about Drew? Now, the thing that I was thinking about when I tried to hurry up and quickly get through that scene was Drew's mom, who's a pastor. What I thought, like, oh my goodness, what is that conversation going to be like?
Here's my thing on that subject, Regina. When you're an actress, you'll be asked to do certain things that may not look good for a Christian woman to do. But when you're an actress, you have to be open to doing those things, or you'll cut yourself off from a blessing. You'll cut yourself off of something that could get you to the next level. In acting, you're asked to do intimate scenes, and that's a part of your job. And of course, with it not being an actual intimate scene, I think she would get a pass for that. But of course, I'm sure the conversation will take place. But as an actress, that is to be expected, at least in my opinion.
Well, let me say this, because this is what I thought of when I saw that. And some people will sell themselves to do scenes and movie roles that they know they shouldn't do and end up messing up their career. Now, Drew said this on the show where she said, I don't want to do any more movies or stuff like this. I want to go back to my Lifetime movie stuff. She said, I don't want to do this anymore. It made me think about Halle Berry. Now, remember, Halle Berry was doing really, really good in all her movie stuff. And then they had this one movie where they wanted her to remove her top. Halle, for a long time before that, before she made that movie, said she did not want to do that. But they offered her so much money, allegedly, to do that scene where she did it. But after she did that, her career took a plunge.
Well, you know what? The movie that Halle Berry received an Oscar for, which is Monsters Ball, she had an intimate scene in that movie with Billy Bob Thornton. And for me, I felt as though it's one of those situations where it's a part of your job description. You have to do it if you're going to sign up for the job. And for her to have not taken that role because of that, I think you really can't have those restrictions when you are an well, I mean, you really can have those restrictions if those are your borders, if that's where you won't cross the line. I can respect someone for taking that stance. But apparently that's not Halle Berry's thing. She's going to do it, so she's going to do it.
She did it. Now, myself, I would just have to make my coins another way. But I'm not knocking either one of them. I'm just saying that some people, when they are oppressed with stuff like this, that brings them out of their comfort zone, they really have to choose, because it's a pay today, but it could really be detrimental to you and your own psyche tomorrow. That's all that I'm saying.
Okay, so, now I understand where you're coming from with Regina. If it's something that you're not comfortable with and you're doing it anyways, then that's not a good thing. Okay, I get what you're saying.
Regina, I didn't take when Drew said that about the Lifetime movies or whatever. She didn't want to do these type movies anymore. I didn't take it as she was talking about those type of intimate scenes. I took it as she was talking about independent films.
That's it.
Oh,
exactly. That's what she was talking about.
Exactly.
Okay, so she wants to do independent.
Right.
Right before that, she was talking about, it's in her house, and we're doing about 10 to a few hundred scenes in one day.
Regina, that Drew's line about Lifetime, that was shade to Candy.
Oh,
that was shade. She's saying it's like a C-list movie. She's saying that it's not that, not that big of a movie. Not to say that she's trying to come for Candy in that way, but she's just saying this is what I've got. We're shooting in Candy's house. They're saving money, So
yeah, Candy did say she was not comfortable with Drew being in her bed. She was like, that kind of stuff. But I get it. Robin has this comment down here I want to say. She said, Miss Mary had 4 children. She also had a boyfriend for over 30 years who had a whole wife and family. He alternated residences. They knew each other. I believe Sheree was aware.
But see, that child was before Sheree. He had 2, when Sheree met him, he had 2 children from a previous relationship. She only knew of 2 at that time. Well, now she's coming to find out that this new daughter came in between those 2 older children. So they were before her. So there wouldn't be a reason for her to get mad about it, because it wasn't like he cheated on her. Right. And this child, those 3 kids were before her.
Okay. What do you guys think about the scene where Monietta said that Courtney called Drew a B, but in the video production kept showing that it appeared that Courtney was calling Sonia the B word? Is that what you guys gathered too?
Well, my concern with this, it doesn't, in my opinion, at this point, it doesn't matter who she referred to as a B word. For her to say, "I don't even use that word," it's
Right.
like, okay, now
And
you're there's no credit for you at all now.
and she's using the word in the same sentence. The same
Exactly.
exact sentence. I don't even say the word B. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, Courtney. I think Courtney was trying to get a peach, but Courtney, I don't think you're going to get that peach on Bravo. I really don't think so. Go ahead.
And I've come to find that I find her voice quite annoying.
Incredibly,
Sort of kind of like nails on a chalkboard.
basically.
It irks me to hear her voice.
Yes.
Not only to see her non-existent lips, but to hear her voice is just
Like Dr. Heavenly's laugh is annoying.
yeah. Oh, even worse, honey, child.
Oh
Can we
my.
talk about how beautiful Cynthia is?
Yes.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Cynthia looks like a new woman. Like Cynthia looks gorgeous.
That face card has
Represent
never
Cynthia.
declined.
Never declines, and it probably will never
Represent.
decline.
Beautiful. Listen, Cynthia's still gracing the covers of some beautiful magazines, y'all. She out there still doing it. I love it. Go ahead, John.
So do y'all want to see Cynthia back on the show full time?
I would be
Yes.
upset. I
You know
don't mind
what?
it at all.
I think Cynthia will do better without Nene being there.
Okay.
Even though Cynthia was there before without Nene, but I think
Right.
Cynthia has now learned to have her own strength now, to have
Agreed.
her own voice. And I think her coming back would be a great re-added addition to the cast.
I agree.
Mhm.
I think we would see a new Cynthia if she came back to the show. I think we'd
And
see a Cynthia that
absolutely.
we haven't seen before, that we're not used to. I think she's coming into her own. We can see even in the few scenes that we've seen this season, she seems like a new girl. She seems like a new person, and she seems refreshed and dewy, and she seems like a fun, like she's ready to have a good time. And so I would love
Yes.
to. Before this episode, I really wasn't interested in seeing her back in the fold, but I think she would be a nice addition to the show.
Yes, I love it. What do you guys think about? Let's talk about some of the serious points of this show that I really wanted to point out, and I do love. One of them was Marlo's foster care program, Foster Care Fridays. What do you guys think of that? I really enjoyed that. I really like that Marlo is trying to do her best to help give back, being that she was in the foster care system herself. Also, I love that she is using the platform to try and bring awareness to foster care children and foster care parents. I really like that. What were your thoughts on that? I'll start with you, Jonathan, over to LaToya and up to Lido Leo.
I'll preface my comments by saying this. I think it's really great for her to do this on this show. I think it shows a different side of Marlo, for her not being at the top of her lungs, throwing shade and yelling at people and things of that nature. I think this is a great change up for her to be celebrating others besides herself, for her to put others in the forefront, and not just herself. I thought that was great. Now, whether I feel as though she's genuine with this, whether I feel as though she didn't just do this just to have a scene for the show, just to show, hey, I'm doing this. Look at me. I'm doing something charitable for people who were foster kids. And so whether it was genuine or not, whether her intentions are good or not is probably questionable. And I'll leave that up to her to discuss whether she wants to or not. But overall, I thought it was a great scene.
I love that. Thank you, Jonathan. LaToya, what's your thoughts on the Friday Foster Care
Jonathan
Friday?
took the words right out of my mouth. I love the sentiments and the overall gist of the cause and her celebrating people that have graduated and been successful out of the foster care. But for me, because she's done so much, whether it's something good that she's doing or not, everything that she does to me will never seem genuine. It will seem fake. It will seem like a stunt, or there's an arterial motive behind it. Like, I can't take her serious with anything that she does.
What she does in a bad way overshadows every single thing that she does on the show. For me,
It
it
does.
does.
It has a problem with that. It has a problem with that. Lido Leo, your thoughts on the Friday?
I personally think along the same lines as Jonathan. Unfortunately, when you do a lot of, bad things and it just doesn't, you don't automatically have the things that should be coming across as genuine come across that way.
Hmm.
I kind of felt it gave, I'm doing this because I'm supposed to have something that's charitable and giving back that will look good on me. It will look good on the show. And I was
Hmm.
able to put this together. Now, one thing I can say, if this certainly is real, it is a great cause, especially since the fact that she's gone through it herself,
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
for her to have this cause, it makes sense for that to be. But it's unfortunate that it's kind of easy to look back on all the other things that she's done and said about these other women and say, is this really her, or like, and where's everybody else coming to this event and things of that nature. I'm not fully invested.
Because she's shown us who she is, and I think she's really giving us who she genuinely is on a regular basis, I have to question everything that she does from here on out. And
Mm.
that's never a good thing, but that's what she gives me. She gives me hater. She gives me insecure. She gives me, she's going to stab you in the back, or no, she'll stab you in the front.
Oh boy.
That's what she's giving me. So when you do quote unquote good things, I love seeing her with Scott Lee. I love the fact that he came to the
Yeah.
event as well.
Yeah.
Again, we have to second guess everything that you do because of what you present. And that's never a good thing, but that was her choice to present what she presented, you
Right,
know?
we hardly even
Yeah.
believe the relationship with Scott Lee. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We
But it was
don't.
nice he showed up. It was nice he showed up. I want to say this about this foster care Fridays. My mom and dad were foster parents as well.
Okay.
Um, and my parents did that because my mother had a great heart to help
Hmm.
children that were abused, neglected. She brought them into her homes, and my brothers and sisters and I, we really learned a valuable lesson going through that, being that these are our natural birth parents, and they're
Mhm.
sharing their love and care with children that have been abused or in the system. So I look at it from a whole different light. I understand, yes, like you all are saying, and I can agree. Marlo has done a lot of negative things. And so when she tries to do something positive, it's really hard for that light of positivity to shine through because
Right.
of all the negative that she's done. But
Mhm.
I'm going to choose to look at more of the positive side of this because I want to say this: foster parents do not get the recognition that they deserve. They put up with a lot.
Right. And I
And mhm,
and I think that I think that a lot of them don't get the recognition that they deserve because maybe adoption is put on a higher pedestal than foster parents are.
mhm.
And we have to recognize that foster parents are doing a great deed as well. Just because they
Yes.
don't adopt said child doesn't mean they're not doing a
Right.
good thing.
Right. So I would hope that Marlo and whoever the team is with her, because I don't think she's doing this thing alone. I think she may be collabing with somebody on this. I would hope that they would make this to be something broader and bigger to reach out, because there are several foster parents out here that are doing this, taking care of these children, bringing them into their own homes, and also their birth children, like myself and I. We had to learn how to share our parents' time, and
Hmm.
that meant that we had to learn we can't always be underneath our parents. And that took a lot as a kid for us to realize that, okay, oftentimes my mom and dad would spend more time hugging and loving and rubbing on the kids that came in because of what they have gone through. And we'd have to sit there and wait our turn.
Right.
So that
Quick,
was
quick.
something else. Yes, Light of the Leo.
Um, I don't know why it's not showing on the StreamYard, but I'm also looking at the show on YouTube. And
Mhm.
Fifi says Marlo has had this foundation for years outside of the show, so I'll give Marlo some grace. So
Okay.
I
Okay.
okay, I do appreciate that. That actually shows some
Thank
legitimacy,
you.
and I
Hmm.
really appreciate that.
Right.
Thank you, Light of the
Quick,
Leo. I don't know why
quick,
that's not showing up.
quick question. And this
Yes.
might sound like a dumb comment, but were you guys surprised that
Done.
Scott Lee knew what a bob was? Because
No.
I'm not aware of heterosexual men knowing the names of hairstyles by women. Like
Yes,
at
I
what?
do.
Jonathan,
Scott Lee
Yes,
is
they
Jonathan,
do.
believe it or
Jamaican.
not,
He's
Jonathan,
Jamaican. That was a big
real.
hairstyle in Jamaica now.
Oh, okay.
It's real. They know.
Okay.
They know what. If you just type on YouTube and ask like what type of hairstyles men like, some people just walk around asking black men, what kind of stuff. There'd be people talking about, I like that middle part bust down. Like they really, they know.
Okay.
They do. And again, thank you, Light of the Leo, for letting me know. I don't know why the comments are not coming in on the StreamYard. Aaron also said Marlo is complex like an onion. Might not always be what we want, but when given a chance can help bring to light others' goodness. And I really do hope and pray that that organization that she has will really be something that would really get to be something huge and great, because again, these foster parents are putting up with a lot. And I don't know any organizations out here that are celebrating them. So if this is an organization that Marlo is doing, I love it.
Regina.
Also, yes.
When are we going to catch up on Love and Marriage Detroit?
Oh, I have not even picked that up because we were so busy with these others.
Oh, you haven't finished? You hadn't caught up? Oh, okay. You got to catch up.
Right. Also, you guys, the conversation about Drew's sister and the mental health retreat. What do you guys think about that?
It was a lot of parts at that retreat that they didn't show, like was it Ty Tribbett? It might have been Ty Tribbett performed, Angie Stone performed. Like they didn't even show us all of that.
At Drew's house?
It wasn't Drew's house, it was Tyler Perry's house. Our the DJ that was on that was there at the mental retreat, he's from Athens. So he posted videos from the retreat or whatever, and Angie Stone performed, Ty Tribbett performed, somebody else performed. And I'm like, why they didn't show that on TV?
Well, music, copyright, more than likely that would be a great reason to not show. But are you serious?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a surprise to me. I didn't know.
I'm gonna show you. Yes, I'm gonna show you the video. He posted it on his might be Facebook or Instagram, and I was like, wow, all of those performed. Yep, Angie Stone, she was performing. She was standing right beside him with the mic. I want that. How did you get that gig?
Wow, I don't know about that. I didn't know about that. But the mental health retreat that Drew had, I really liked that. The part that really stuck with me was when Drew's sister said that the man that she was with beat her so bad that it drove her to that mental unhealthiness. I forget the word that she wanted to use for it. So I'm glad that she was vulnerable enough to share that with the world. And I would pray that other women that are dealing with things like that would also understand that, you're not the problem and you're not the one that's wrong. And these people that are doing this are really the ones that have the real mental illness when they feel as though they have to abuse someone else for their own pleasure. So, just seek some guidance, some help, some support, and get out. Because if you get out with your life, it's better than sticking there and putting up with that mess that people feel they have to abuse someone. I am not for abuse. I want to say on record, I don't know if I really shared this with anybody before, but I think the reason why that part right there with the sister sharing that it was a situation with a guy that beat her like that is because I dealt with that personally myself.
Wow.
In a relationship. And it is the insecurity of the abuser that really needs some mental help. So any ladies that are out there, you feel as though I can't get out, there's nowhere I'm going to go. What can I do? There's no help for you. Just reach out. There's an abuse line, which I'm going to put on screen as well. Jonathan, I'll go ahead and let you comment, and then I'll go over to LaToya and back up to Light of Leo.
Right. Seeing Drew's sister on this show leads me to believe that the issue Ralph had with her might be that Drew's sister told him about himself, and he didn't really like what she had to say. Maybe she told him some truths. Maybe she told Drew some truths that she was seeing that maybe Drew has been blind to because she's so fascinated by the fineness that Ralph is giving on a 24/7 basis, on a regular basis. Because Drew's sister seems to have her stuff together. She seems to be someone of a great mind, someone who knows what the real is. And I think she sees Ralph for who he really is. And I'm thinking that maybe she brought that to his and Drew's attention, and he didn't really like that. But I love the fact that they did this retreat because it's so important for us as African Americans to discuss mental health. Because a lot of times we don't want to discuss it. We don't even want to go to therapy. But for us to come together for this reason alone is such a beautiful thing for us to do as African Americans, especially.
Yes. I'm going to come over to LaToya, then up to Light of the Leo on that same comment regarding the mental health. After I read this comment, Aaron says, so sorry for Drew's sister, but so grateful she told her story so others can see they are not alone. I love that. I love that. LaToya, what's your thoughts on that?
Okay. I sent the video in the group chat also. I agree with JoJo. I think Drew's sister did the same thing the therapist did. Call him out on his stuff and probably tried to give him constructive feedback, and he didn't like it. And see, with the therapist, he just stopped going. With the sister, you can't come back over.
Exactly.
It's like tries to push those people away and isolate her from those people because he knows that they're going to tell her the truth of what and who he really is. And because her sister has been through it, she sees it. And she probably sees signs that Drew doesn't see.
Exactly. Drew is blinded. Drew is like, she's coming into her vision. She's starting to see things, it seems as though. But I think Drew has been blinded by the way Ralph looks. I think she's just been mainly attracted to the way
I don't believe
that
it's
looks.
just the attraction. I also believe it's just the whole thing of having a husband in general, having somebody. And when it comes to, no longer having that somebody, well, maybe I try to work it out. That's where you start giving chance after chance. And I will have to say, well, first of all, thank you, Robin, for your birthday wish. I really do appreciate that. And also, Robin says, Love and Marriage Detroit. I watched 1.5 episodes. It's a no for me.
Detroit is. I like Detroit, and I'm so sick of Honey Bun. Oh, I'm so sick of Honey Bun.
That's my problem. Here's my issue. I don't work well with men that act real soft, and I'll leave that there.
Oh boy. Well, here's this video that LaToya sent us. Thank you, LaToya, for this information. Here's Angie Stone, and this is at the event that we were talking about regarding the mental health for Drew's sister. Let me go ahead and put my banner up here real quick, y'all. My fair use banner. There we go. And let me take that off.
She might be singing her music though. You show?
Let me let's see. I'm not sure, but I'll put the fair use and we'll just do the minute. It's only 15 seconds anyway, so we shouldn't get a strike.
Yeah. But for the music, it might be a little bit more stringent, so just give it a little bit.
Where here is Angie Stone here. Come on. Thing.
Oop, I wouldn't push. It may not be meant to be, sis.
Why StreamYard acting like that?
StreamYard is acting up, you guys. Well, let me see
if
I
can. A
lot
of people been complaining about StreamYard.
Let's see if I can share the screen without the music part, just with the so y'all can see. Dietrich Haddock was there also.
Oh, okay.
That's who it was. I don't know why I thought it was Ty Tribbett.
Oh, Dietrich Haddon.
Dietrich Haddon, gotcha.
Now that's somebody. I don't necessarily like him, but I love his music. Don't tell me. I'll have to explain that in the video one day, Jonathan.
Is it because of the Real Preachers, that TV show? Is it because of that?
It's
the
difficult.
Preachers of LA.
It took him I don't think he does it now. I wish he had the more confidence to stand in himself. Yes, he does do stuff or is open to be himself outside of everything, but he tries to defend it. You know what I'm saying? And I wish that he'd be a little bit more stronger. Like, that's just me and that's what I'm doing. If you don't like it, if you don't like my wife grinding up on me, it just is what it is. God bless you.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank
you for being here. Loyalty 55. We see you in the comments. There's something going on with StreamYard, so my apologies for it not being on screen, but I'll read your comment here. It says, I agree. It's the thought of being married.
Thank you, Loyalty.
All right. Thank you so much for that. And again, people, I have put the domestic violence hotline number in the chat here. That number is 1-800-799-7233, 1-800-799-7233. If you or someone that you know is in a domestic situation, a domestic violence situation, or you know of someone that is, please have them reach out to that number. There is help out there for you, but they won't know that you need help unless you contact them. Now, I want you to do this also. Don't be fearful to make the call.
Right.
Make the call, even if you are not sure if your relationship is something that would fit into the category of domestic violence. Please talk to someone out there, one of those counselors that are professional, and they'll answer that for you. But make the call today if you feel like you're in that situation. Yes, Latoya.
I don't think it's about her wanting to be in a marriage. I think he's manipulated her for so long that it has her to where she don't know if she's coming or going. I think when it gets in a position to where he feels as though he's losing control, then he love bombs her and buys her gifts and spoils her and takes her out and shows her the Ralph that she's used to seeing. And then once he reels her back in, then he starts back doing the same old things. And it's like a push and pull situation, and she's caught up in it. And I think when sister came around, go ahead.
I think about it like this as well, because not only do we have the push and pull going on, we have the ties of marriage. We have the fact that if I decide to not be here any longer, it's not just about me walking out the house. It's also about me calling up lawyers. It's also about me divvying up businesses. It's also about me divvying up money and things of that nature. And it's not just that easy to walk away, which is why she is in couples therapy by herself. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I do want to give a message to those who find themselves in these situations. Don't get too down on yourself if you find it hard to leave your situation, because others who are not in your situation do not understand the issues and the turmoil that you go through and the juxtapositions of different situations that are going through your mind as you're trying to figure out how you're going to get out of this situation. Just try to stay strong and keep God close to you, because that's the only way that you'll be able to make it through. But if you're not able to leave him the first time, I think it said that abused women tend to leave about 3 or 4 or 5 times before they actually leave for good. And that's common for women, but we understand that. But don't get too down on yourselves if you find it hard to leave, because we understand the tug and pull that love will have on you.
And I'm so glad she chose to stay in therapy by herself. Even though she stopped going, I'm so glad she chose to stay to work on herself, because that says a lot.
Yes, it does.
It does. Great point, Latoya. Great point. Well, we want to say congratulations again to Sanya and to Ross on their upcoming new baby. She's pregnant, and I'm so excited for the two of them. Congratulations again to them. We're going to end on this last topic real quick. We've got a few more minutes. Listen, you guys, we cannot end this show without talking about the infamous food bill and the Cash App. So you guys, Martell Holt, a conversation about why Martell did not just go ahead and pay the dinner bill and why he asked everyone allegedly to Cash App him the money back. What do you guys think? I heard Kenya saying, well, I heard the bill was $1,500. What's $1,500? Well, to Drew, $1,000 is a court case. Well, to Martell, $1,500. He's got 5 kids, you guys. Do y'all think Martell should have paid that $1,500 bill and not asked for the Cash App from the other people?
Here's my thing. If I'm invited to a dinner with Sheree and anyone in her cohort, any one of her cohorts, I'm bringing my wallet and I will be ready to pay, okay? Because I do not trust Sheree and her bank account and her willingness to take care of my bill, okay?
I love that, Jonathan. Latoya, what's your thoughts? And then we'll go up to Latoya.
Wow, like that's so typical Martell. Like it wasn't really surprising because it's just typical Martell. What surprised me was the way Sheree tried to explain it away. Like she deflected so much when her and Tanya was going back and forth in the after show. It's like, girl, stop deflecting, trying to put it back on her, talking about what Ross would want or whatever. Ross was gonna pay the whole bill. Like, we ain't talking about Ross, we talking about Martell and why Martell cheap behind didn't want to pay $1,500. You ain't got $1,500.
Right.
You ain't got $1,500. What, girl? What, I want to know how much the Alexander McQueen bag costs. Can we see the bag? Is it real?
Those are the two valid questions that would be in this space. But let me tell you, this is why I love a Funky Dineva. Funky Dineva is amazing, and I made sure to watch his video on it. And I think I think that he has one of the best viewpoints on this, just looking at it. But he was talking about, we all have to think about this on those circles, okay? Because even with the $1,500 bill, period, you and me, us, is like, no, okay? But when you invite people out and you're in those kind of circles, there's an expectations that's usually being upheld. Think about Sanya. She said, well, when my husband had everybody out here, he paid for everybody, no problem. And they were talking about other men that took care of the bills for dinner. And of course, they were, 1,000 plus for dinner. And I believe a country boy came into a situation and he didn't understand what would be socially required of him.
Not aware of the rules and regulations.
Not at all.
Oh, they must don't have them type of restaurants in Huntsville.
Anyway.
Okay, they used to go to corral hunting. Okay?
Or maybe those kind of people. You know what I'm saying? But
good old Shoney's hunting, yeah.
He didn't understand because he got people to come out their house last minute, dress up, get glammed up so they can come over there and be available for his ladies' birthday soiree, okay? Birthday dinner.
Him didn't plan it. Him was a guest like everybody else. Sheree proclaimed that she planned it and it was last minute. But I could have sworn in the episode she said Martell planned it.
Yeah, see, Martell is used to getting...
Maybe she wished she planned it.
Martell is used to getting to the register at the buffet before everybody else gets there, so he only has to pay for himself and doesn't have to
he got a coupon.
Who's coming in. Oh, okay. And doesn't have to consider anyone who's walking in after him. So, we can't put Martell down too much. He's not used to the higher life, y'all.
And be telling Tank and the older baby to tell him, they look, you 5 years old, you 8 years old. Tell him so you can get that 12 or under free.
Okay.
And also, let's remember the woman that he had a baby with, and that's not alleged. He called her or referred to her as a peasant. This is where he likes to dwell.
Okay.
In peasantry.
Okay.
In peasantry. Thank you, sis.
Thank you.
In peasantry, like little micro mini at medieval times. That was a peasant.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Loyalty 55 said, I felt if he invited everyone, he should have paid.
Amen.
All right. And Robin says, Martell made the invitation and he should have paid. It's not like he is paying child support. Ooh, wait.
Oh.
Robin, you have these on the screen. Screen y'all words so I can listen. I promise y'all, these are not the words of the Juice Radio.
We just chuckling at
those words. There were no lies told, but
I don't feel like there was a lie told in that.
No, but that's true. Like, he should have thought about his extracurricular activities that he may be embarking on before he started having all these children.
Yeah, we hope every man learns a lesson from Martell Holt and don't get into
I don't think so. Oh, speaking of this, just a little sidebar. It's going to take 2 seconds, Regina, because you ain't watched it. But on the upcoming episode of Love and Marriage Detroit, how about Anthony is going to ask Marceau to speak at the men's conference? Of all people, Marceau.
And see, this is why we can't get ahead in life, because we asking trash to impart their trash to other people. and let's grow together in trash
At a men's
at the
conference?
landfill.
This is
At
supposed
a
to be
men's
uplifting.
conference. Right.
Oh
Of
my
all
goodness.
the people, you gonna ask Mark so you want him to spread all of that demonry in Detroit. It's enough of it in Huntsville.
Okay.
No,
Oh
and
my gracious.
apparently it's plenty of it in Detroit. Them men that they following over there, my God.
There's a lot going on over there in Detroit. Well, you guys, this has been our reality, just fun chit chat over here with the Juice Radio and Talk Show. Thank y'all for being here. I apologize for those of you that were trying to get in screen on panel or in these comments and the StreamYard was acting up. Listen, just let's come back again on our next episode and we'll try and make sure everything is worked out. Check out our other videos as well. We have a lot going on this channel. We're trying to have the message and not the mess on this channel, but there's a lot that's happening and we want to share some fun times and fun conversations with you guys and a lot of enlightenment. Okay. Now, if you want to really get into the good, and you're like, well, Regina, you're too nice on your channel. I wanted to be messy, not messy, but more fun. JoJo Speaks. Get in on his channel. He gets in.
Yes.
He's not messy, but he goes a lot deeper and he has so much commentary. In 1 hour, I still don't know how he does it. He can cover 10 topics in 1 hour, and I'm struggling to cover 3.
We go over, especially with Mike. We definitely go over.
Mike is so great.
Yeah.
So y'all check out JoJo Speaks. He comes on Thursday nights at 9:30 p.m. Thursday night, JoJo Speaks. Aaron has put his comments in the chat, his channel in the chat there. Check him out. Light of the Leo. Listen, we all need to watch her channel tonight because we need some uplifting after all this stuff that's been going on.
Yes.
Light of the Leo is coming on tonight at 9 p.m. Light of the Leo, 9 p.m.
Yes.
Yes, and we're talking about basically our energy. Thank you, Jonathan, for the idea for the topic. We're going to talk about our energy and how people see it. And I also want to make sure I say that Robin Moore says, Jennifer, do not denigrate trash. Not today. Not today.
Okay.
I love that. Listen, Loyalty 55 said, Aaron, same here. God is good. Vaughn Bryan, hey Vaughn, thank you for being here tonight.
Hey.
So glad to see you, Vaughn.
Regina, remind everybody we have a very, 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 very special live on Saturday.
Yes, we do. We have a special live coming up. Now, if you want to be included, you have got to hit that notification bell on our YouTube channel, the Juice Radio and Talk Show. It's going to be something special. You want to check that out. Vaughn said this, you guys, and thank you again, Vaughn, for being here. I can't put your comments on because the StreamYard is acting up, but we have your comments here. He's saying greetings, peace, joy, and longevity. Amen.
Amen.
I love that.
I love
That's
all
a
that
word.
going on. Yes, sir.
A whole word. Thank y'all so very much. Now, remember, Light of the Leo is coming on tonight at 9 p.m. If you have not subscribed to her channel, go ahead, check it out. You can see it right here on the screen. Put the @ symbol on her YouTube page. She's also on Facebook at The Light of the Leo. Aaron has put it in the chats as well. Hopefully you guys can see that there. Yes, I can see it on YouTube. Y'all check her out, all right? Get over there and find out about our energy.
Yes.
Your energy, right? All right, you guys. That's been our recap on Love and Marriage, not Detroit. No, we're not doing that one. That's been our recap on the Housewives of Atlanta and Housewives of New York. All right. Appreciate y'all being here. We're going to have Jonathan to give us our closing thoughts, and then we're going to be heading out because we're going to get ready for Light of the Leo's channel. Jonathan, what's your closing thoughts on this?
Absolutely. As my good sis Jenna does so eloquently on the Real Housewives of New York, when you're of a certain age, I encourage you to step into your grown and sexy like you've never done before. Because when people see it, they will appreciate it. And that's what we see with Jenna. We appreciate her grown and sexy. She is not she is not embarrassed by her age. She knows what she's going through. She knows who she is. When you know who you are and you can step into that confidently, with confidence, with poise, okay, with a little bit of attitude, okay, then people will appreciate it. So step into your grown and sexy if you've made it there thus far.
I love it. Latoya, go ahead and give us some closing thoughts while we have a couple of more seconds left. What's your closing thoughts?
I ain't gonna do it. Peace, love, unity, and hair grease.
Amen.
All right, come on here.
Moisturization. We love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the S girl, not the S girl.
The Soul Glow.
Oh, girl, no, not that.
Thank you, Latoya. Light of the Leo, closing thoughts on the recap of Housewives of Atlanta and Housewives of New York.
You know, I feel like some of the best things to do, be truthful, and also just continue to be yourself. And continue to fight for yourself.
Yes.
Because so many people want you to be something. But when you try to do that, unfortunately, things become unhinged and you're not staying true to yourself. So I just want to encourage everybody to continue to stay true to themselves, no matter what situation it is.
I love that. Stay true to yourself, y'all. And I will close us out by saying this. This is what I've learned from the Housewives of New York, which is going to be one of my favorite shows right now because of the people telling about their past. And I'm going to say this quote: your past does not depict your future. Your past actually strengthens you for your future. So don't be ashamed of where you come from. Know this is going to help you get to where you are going to be blessed at. Blessed. All right. So don't be ashamed of it. I love y'all for being here today. Yes.
Your nephew John said he loved you. Good night.
I love you too, sweetie. And good night to him too. Thank y'all so very much. Thank you, Justin. All right, you guys. Y'all have a wonderful day. Let's get ready for Light of the Leo. Y'all go on over there to her channel. Get over there now. She's getting ready to come on live. We appreciate y'all for being here. On the count of 3, we're going to get out of here. Are y'all ready?
Absolutely.
1, 2, 3. Y'all have a blessed day.
Bye.
Do you enjoy smooth jazz saxophone? TD McCollum has 2 singles available with more to come. The first is an original song called Groove With Me, featuring the classic sounds of Washington, D.C. go-go and his smooth jazz saxophone. The second is called Drunk on Love, a smooth jazz saxophone cover of Rihanna's Drunk on Love from her 2011 Talk That Talk album. Both are available on all major streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, YouTube Music, and more. Add them to your favorite library and playlist today. And follow Tyrone on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Mr. TD McCollum for your music and bookings. JoJo Speaks is a YouTube channel that goes live every Thursday at 9:30 p.m. with hot topics and social commentary. Come join the Light of the Leo, Mr. TD McCollum, and our good friend Mike, Mr. Real 121, for fun and JoJo's unique spin on today's top stories. Go to YouTube, subscribe, like, share, and comment. If you are struggling to figure out who you are and where you're heading, but need a little light to bring you back on track, subscribe to the Light of the Leo for some healing and real conversation. Here is where you will find encouragement and the reminder that you are not alone. Continue your journey to freely be yourself at all times with the Light of the Leo. She goes live Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with her co-host, accountability partner, and little bro, JoJo Speaks. Join Faithful Warrior Ministries for our family and friends Saturday morning prayer. Every Saturday morning at 10-ish a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have a great time catching up, sharing testimonies, and having transparent, real conversations about life. We encourage each other and show how we can fit God into each equation of our lives. Enjoy a devotional reading and family prayer. You have a prayer family with Faithful Warrior Ministries. Subscribe on YouTube at Faithful Warrior Ministries, and on Facebook, like us at Faithful Warrior Men. That's M-I-N as in Ministries. Join Pastor Lorenzo Evans and Living in Grace Ministries. The messages are not social media driven. They teach what's true and not what's popular. Living in Grace Ministries goes live every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube to Living in Grace Ministries and click on the notification bell. Pastor Lorenzo also has It Takes a Village podcast on the first and third Saturday of each month, pushing to bring back the village concept. We are more powerful when we are united. Together we stand, and division is not an option. A heartfelt thank you to all of our subscribers who joined us for this video. If you have not already subscribed, go to our YouTube channel, The Juice Radio and Talk Show. Subscribe and click on the notification bell to be alerted whenever we go live. Join our private Juice community. Go to www.thejuicecommunity.com and sign up for free. Follow us on our podcast channel, The Juice Radio and Talk Show Podcast, streaming on all podcast platforms. A great big thank you to our podcast production company, RHOA Podcast Productions. They can help you create your own podcast also. Contact them today at houseofnoye.com. Thank you to our sponsor, Custom Apparel Shop. Have them complete your embroidery work and silk screening needs. Do you need a logo created for your fashion apparel or company? Contact Israel Mason today. That is 786-657-7501. Thank you to our main sponsor, Truth and Triumph Ministries. Truth and Triumph Ministries, a ministry that cares about telling people the truth so they can triumph in life. Thank you, Truth and Triumph Ministries, for all you do.